Okay, I think I have an idea that, well, it may or may not work, so if you're seeing this video, I will assume that it did work. Now there's this song here by Liz Fair that is another one of those songs that never got released on any of her albums, but here I found a live performance of that song by her. I'm not sure where it was. I have the URL. I don't know what it says. But it could use some improvement. For one thing, it's very, very quiet. You can barely make out the words, and I'm sure there's tons more of it. And there might be a better version of this, but let's pretend this is the best version in the world, and we want to improve it. And we'd like to sharpen up the color and enhance the audio, and make it a nicer video. So see if we can do that. Now you can't hear it. You could go to that. You could go right now and pause the video, or actually I'll put an annotation up and have the video pause, because I think I can make it do that. The video will pause. It'll go over to this link here, and you can listen through, and you'll hear that it's very, very quiet, and the quality of the image is not very good. Now I've downloaded that here as an MP4 file. So I'll do what I usually do. Put it into temp. And now I need to convert that to an AVI if I want to do anything with it. So first I want to get the media info, or the approximate, as you can probably have come to understand, approximate information about the video. Okay, now I want to, well, I'm never going to adjust the frame size initially. It's a 3:2 aspect ratio, which is weird, whereas I think it should probably be 4/3. Just looking at the picture, but we'll see what comes out at the end. I won't adjust anything. I'll load this thing up. I just want to make sure, in order to make sure that the audio is in sync, we got to get this frame rate. Let's keep this frame rate the same. Original size, let's see. Okay, that's more than 500 for the video, so 1000 is good. Actually, I've got it. That's correct. Currently, 29.970. There's a reason for these funny numbers, by the way. Oh yeah, that'll eventually go up there. There's a reason for these funny numbers, like why is it 29.970 and sometimes 25, and what's NTSC, what's PAL, and all that stuff. All those things have to do with the fact, and you can work it out on your own, that electricity in most of the world, almost all of the world, except for the United States and Canada, comes out of the wall, out of the socket, at 50 hertz. That is 50 cycles per second. Whereas in Canada and the United States, it's 60. But anyway, 30 frames per second is good, certainly for Canada and the United States. However, if it's 50 hertz, 30 is certainly no good. 25 would be good. But 25 might seem a bit too slow for some kind of action-packed scenes or something, or the discrepancy is too high. And I'll probably cut all this bit out. I'm just trying to remember for myself where this 29.97 comes from. This is almost 30. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself here. I don't know exactly. I forget exactly how this works out. But anyway, it's not a coincidence that this number 29.97, whoops, 970 that you see all the time is equal to exactly 30 minus 1 over 30. Exactly 9666. If I use this calculator, 30 minus 1 over 30 is 29.97, right? Well, somehow, if you work it out slowly, you find out that if you convert from 25, if you try to convert from 25 frames per second to 30 frames per second by whatever algorithm people normally use, you know, it's like a type of like leap years or something. You know, you add an extra pause here and there to try to make things work out, and it ends up that after 30 frames, I guess you're off by 1 frame, 1/30th of a second. You end up ahead 1/30th of a second. So if you subtract off 1/30th of a second, then the precise frame rate comes out to this. And if you do it in the reverse direction, if you're going from NTSC to PAL, then you get that other weirdo number, the 23 one. I forget how to work it out. I'm trying to work it out, and I don't know. It must be the dengue or something. But it's hard to do these things with, because it's time divided by time. See, there's this other funny number thing, also with a 9/7, some 30th of a, right? This one's a little bit more because it's in the opposite direction. I'm pretty sure that little adjustment is due to the whatever mechanism is used to convert from NTSC to PAL to 24, I guess, to a 24 frames per second format. I don't know what yours is, 24, but it'll be slightly off by 1 frame, and all these things are always off by like 1 frame per second, always. And that's all. This number is essentially that, right? You won't be able to do an exact conversion from 25 to 30. You know, because you're dealing with integer numbers, and there's gaps and jumps in time. Time is not a continuous thing. You're displaying 1 frame every so many units of real time, right? And one is expecting time to be in one quantized, in one quantized set of bunches of 50ths of a second, and another thing expected it to be in 60ths of seconds, and so there's a mismatch. And if you work it out slowly, I'm sure that you can come up with this number quite easily, unlike me. Okay, I'll just insert this in and cut out a bit more, and upload this thing. And that could be NTSC is not Europe, I don't think. I think the N stands for like North America or something. So North America and Japan, yeah. I don't know why it's called N. Oh, T for television, North American television, and I don't know what the SC is. And then there's PAL, which I think is Europe and Asia. It's called PAL. Video. PAL. We'll probably get it here. Before it loads. Okay. Phase alternating line. Most countries. PAL in blue. Well, look. There's no blue in North America. Here's Asia, right? And Russia, I don't know, orange. So most of the world is blue, is PAL, and a few European countries are orange. What's orange? Oh, so SE CAM. See, 25 frames per second, which makes sense if it's 50 hertz, right? CCAM is a French thing. Analog. That's what that is. Okay, well, I'm going to cut all this out. Maybe I'll glue it together later. So now what I'm going to try and do is convert that video. Now what about the audio? As usual, 44.1, 128. So we'll just put this up to 44. This up to 128. And we're good. It should be okay just for a reasonably lossless conversion. Sometimes it'll say that, but it'll go eventually. Come on, I know. Life is tough. There we go. So it sorted it out. It's probably because that was a link, and the link hasn't. The linking, the hard linking is pretty lazy, and it doesn't always work properly with certain things. So is that right? We'll find out. I'll put this away. I don't need that, and I'll pause this. In fact, I should pause this and cut out all that stuff I'm saying. Okay. Now I converted that thing to MAVI, and I'm converting what I already recorded of this video to an AVI. And these, where should I put these? These are in them. These are 2 songs I want to upload, but not just yet. Put them in holding. I just did 2. You don't want to give up too much at once. People might get get the idea that you know, this stuff is coming out all the time. Well, here it is at 17 meg. Started out at 10, so that sounds like we didn't lose anything. Now, what about the aspect ratio? It is 3 to 2. Now, how about that? 720 by 480. Well, well, I chose that bit rate. So I'm curious. With all these things going, I'm not sure what's going to happen with my voice, but we'll see. I gotta mute it anyway. Well, I don't have to, but you wouldn't hear it. Actually, I won't mute it because I want to hear it, and you won't hear it anyway. It's too slow. Okay, it's quite a bit louder. Like I said, the any video converter does volume normalization. I don't know if you know what that means, but there's some sort of concept called normalized volume, and I suppose it's the you know, I don't know, the decibel level of just the background sound. If something is supposed to be really loud and you put it on if it was normalized, because it would get quieter, right? And if something is quiet, it gets louder. And now this is already increased in loudness. But the problem with that sound is, I don't know if it's a problem, but it sounds like, to me, like somebody's doing exactly what they're doing, holding up their $2 tape recorder and getting what they can, right? It's not, wherever it's coming from, it's not coming out of this wire. This wire is plugged into something else, and that's not being recorded. What's being recorded is the sound in the room. And there are things you can do. First, you want to get that sound out. File, export, audio. Now, a good free utility program for modifying audio, which you may occasionally get lucky with, is this Audacity. Now remember, this is 44.1. And we're not looking at PAL anymore. If I don't include what I was talking about, I was trying to explain the difference between PAL and NTSC, and I got sidetracked. Now this currently says 48, but it should switch when I drop this in here. If I did drop that in there, it's not. Oh wait, maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, and it changed correctly. Now you can't hear this. What I should do actually is again stop the video and change my settings so that you can hear the sound, from coming from my computer and not have it cancel out. So again, I'm going to stop this. Hello there. Welcome back. I don't know how this is going. There's a whole bunch of various sections. But what I've been working at here now is trying to bring out the color more of this video, and I think I've achieved that. Now remember that originally this was 322, and well, first I wanted to cut off these little bits at the end and this extra junk here that we don't want to see, and I changed the aspect ratio to 4/3 with letterbox on the top. And the way I did that was first with the resize. Yeah. Maybe I need to double click. Okay, now in the resize here, I kept this at 480, and whatever my regular thing is. Now this wouldn't have come out to 700. It would have been it was 322, so 480 times 3/2. $720, right? But I cropped off 20 from the sides using the cropping feature. X. In X, I took 12 off here and 8 off here, which is 20, right? And that got rid of the ugly thing on this side. And there was another bar here that we didn't want. So in the end, we end up with something 700 by 480 for the frame size, and it's going to be 4/3. Then I adjusted the brightness down to hide something. You can't see it anymore. Hide some of the that shady bit. I added some smoothing, and then for the colors, using my new knowledge of that color circle thing, I thought I could color her up a bit, and I think that succeeded. I may have added too much softening. But I can always reduce. I can just turn it off. Let's see. You can always turn these things on and off to see what the difference is. Now here it is with no softening, and I think that's pretty good too. In fact, it might be better. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. No softening at all. As far as the audio, I think that's good. Although I haven't changed my settings. Oh, that's this. Always confuses me. So you can't hear it just yet. I'll try to play it. Now, this looks pretty good. There's no need to use the levels thing. It's enough to just, by darkening it, I found, just with brightness and contrast, I increased the contrast quite a bit, I guess. That makes it more, that makes the brighter parts come out, and the darker parts less, and that has the effect of making it almost look as though, you know, it's black anyway. It's not like this hazy, ugly thing. And as far as the colors, you can see, instead of looking like a pale ghost, I think, personally, she's got more color. Maybe too much color, I'm not sure. But one thing that you'll notice from this, right away, I think, I notice it anyway, it's hard to tell when she's got a clothes. It's obvious when she's looking at the crowd that she's got like this, what do you call it, eyeshadow on the eyelids. I think like this, I don't know if this is recording my voice, but you see, it seems a little bit more, it comes out a bit better against the redder tones up around the side. Now, maybe it should have a little softening, but not as much as what I had. So, now, I don't know about this pre-filter. When I turn it off, and then turn it on, is there a difference? I'm not sure what it means, noise pre-filter. I mean, maybe you want to keep the noise so that it can use the noise to decide better how to, you know, do the blending. But if I brought this down to, let's say, 5, without the pre-filter, let's see how that works. It's a little bit softer, maybe. Not so soft that you can't see this shine thing come out, which is essential. And now the only question remaining for me is, how well is this going to go into full screen? That's always a difficult problem. There are things there's a thing you can do called warp resize. This is, what was it? 480. Now why does it say 700? It should be 640. Oh, this is 480, I see it. So in the end, it's going to be 640 by 480 after YouTube fiddled with it. Now I could change this now to bring it to 640 by 480. And the shrinking might have a good effect, but I don't know. I don't want to throw anything away just yet. Now I can try this. Certainly, this is not at 100%. These are the same size image, and I certainly think this is more colorful. I don't think there's any loss in the detail. And it looks nicer. And as far as the audio, that came out pretty good, I think. So, well, what am I going to do? First, I want to Control S. I want to save these settings. Where is this? Oh, the song. Fine again. Okay, now I can just close this now and I can bring those settings back Am I brave enough to do it? Yeah, why not? Now, there's an encoding going on here. It's almost done. What I want to do is enable the audio so that you can hear. I have to do two things. I have to stop this and modify. Actually, maybe I can leave that. Well, we'll see. I'm going to try and fix the audio. Okay, now the audio quality is not going to be so great. The stereo mix didn't work. However, I can have the speaker on. I turn off the echo cancellation, and you can hear the audio, sort of. So this is, you can use as a baseline compared with the video that you will have watched. So this is the audio from the original, from here. Okay. So it's, now I dropped that into this Audacity, and I tried various things, and the thing that seemed to work the best, I found, was just a cutoff, like a cutoff. I select the whole thing, Control A, and is it leveler? Yeah. I put the hiss, hum, like ambient noise threshold at this level, 50, and here's the preview for that with no other changes. You can already hear it. That sounds pretty loud, right? And apparently no modifications have been made to the loudness. But in fact it has. This has done another normalization. Well, I saved this, I think, as loud. Oh no, then I bumped up the volume even. Let me just export this too. No. So that's just with the background taken out, much of the background taken out, just the hiss part, and that would make it. I also did some. I also did this. I went into the equal. It's already got. I don't know who was applying it. I incremented the bass levels. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah, it's doing something. Yeah, and that makes it louder again, it seems. Alright, well, anyway. So here's the really loud one. They're all the same size. To me, it's better. Now, this here is the same thing, but just with less amplification. So, and then now there's this one I just saved without any equalizing. So I think it needs a little more bass. I think I'm happy with this one. Alright, so now I'm that'll be the audio segment. I'll go back to what I normally do for audio. Alright. I'll be cutting and cutting. These are the various bits of this video I recorded. Oh, actually this part 4 is no good. I thought it was recording my voice, and it wasn't. So now going back here, we have our set. I have my settings saved, and here's the video. Okay. Now it's a chunky at the beginning. I'm pretty happy with these colors. It looks like the color is nice. I think the audio is nice. So I'm going to put in audio from another file. I'm going to take the loud one. No, I don't know if it's synchronized. If it's going to be synchronized, but I can resync that later. Now, for compression, as before, I'm going to do a 2-pass encoding. So we'll do the first pass and nothing, unrestricted. It's a weird size. There is, if it doesn't work for going to full screen very well, there's another thing to try. And so now I just need to save or something. Doesn't matter. This part gets discarded. Call it .0. Oh. Well, I got something. Oh, that's an odd number. Hang on, I need to double click. What I did here, I still want this letterboxing and everything, but this is something that I can't adjust. That 5 is an internal 5 that has to do with the internal frame that you can't adjust correctly, but you can adjust. You can specify that you want a multiple of whatever in the inner part of the image. And so now instead of being 525, it's 524. So it should be okay now to encode. So it's going now. I'll put that in the tray. If I can get my tray thing going, I might have to pause this again. Okay, I just waited for the any video converter to finish this here is, I think, just garbage. And so now it's still busy. Oh no, it's done. So it's not done the first pass. I guess it's going to be quite high according to this. Now I want to go for the second pass. It said 2000. It doesn't matter what I put here. Just out of paranoia, I'll say 2000. And save again. Same name. Put it in the tray for later retrieval. Now this is using this audio, and with those color changes, it should work out pretty good. Except for the possibility that it might not look very nice in full screen. It's always a problem when you're fiddling around with the filters and stuff. The resulting video often won't look nice in full screen. It looks nice when you're doing it, and then Looks terrible in full screen. There is a thing that you can do, or there is one of their filters is a thing that sort of does pixel packing, and it's supposed to make it go to full screen better. But I find that it ends up looking like a cartoon drawing or something. We'll see what this does. This recording right now shouldn't be very much disturbed by this. This doesn't use too much processing power. My system is, well, it's a little bit choppy, but not too bad. And I hope that my voice is being picked up by the microphone. It should be. I didn't change anything. I just turned the echo cancellation back on. So I can't play the sounds. I'll have to upload it, which I'll do. And maybe I'll upload it first if it's a good result, and then you can listen to it, watch it and listen to it without having to wait. It's getting there. I guess there's no point in you waiting along with me. Alright, it's done. It came out to 18.3. And you won't hear it, but I'll try just playing the result, and at least you can see. That's this here, much bigger than before. And I hope it's not terrible. I'm leaving it on mute. Okay, I'm happy with the visuals. How about full screen? It looks fine at full screen. Actually, it's quite good. It's a very good result. Just compare it with the original. The original is over here, but it's the same as this pretty much. See what I'm saying? I'll show you the actual original, just so in case you don't believe me. Okay, so here it is, direct from YouTube. That's what you get. After some fiddling, the audio is nice. I know it's nice. I listened to it much better than before. Now we have a much improved version of that same video, I think. Her hair, it's all nice and golden, and it looks nice. There's still some of this line here, but it's not too bad. I don't know about further on. As far as the synchronization, I'll have to check that. This will look, probably it'll smooth out a little bit after uploading it too. Okay, so see if I can put these pieces together. See ya.